first started making how to pass test videos back in 2018 on my YouTube channel, I didn't expect this. I've made a lot more videos related to this and all of them have popped off like that. It's been a minute, so let me make a better video. Pause to read the description that I put on this original video because it still is relevant. The method of passing a test that you need to use depends on what the test is for, who's testing you. If it's for pre-employment purposes, then you need to use this. Quick Fix is the best brand because in a lab they literally use what's in Quick Fix for their testing of their machines as their sort of control. So when they're testing their machines and stuff, they're not just using their own pee, they're using what's in Quick Fix fake pee, synthetic urine. That's why Quick Fix passes lab tests. Now, if someone is watching you, you unfortunately gotta do the science experiments with your body and you gotta put yourself through it. Don't do that for an employment test because they're gonna send you to a Quest or to a, some sort of lab, and you can just use Quick Fix if they're not watching you. And there are very, very, very few jobs that will watch you. It's usually like some federal job if they're gonna be watching you. Even hospitals usually don't watch you for drug tests. They send you into the bathroom with a cup. Now, if someone is watching you, your only chance is to drink so much water that when you're peeing into something, you have to be able to look at it, and it looks like water, like you are peeing water. Now, whoever's drug testing you knows that's a trick, so you're gonna have to be able to turn your pee back to yellow somehow. The best way to do that is with B vitamins, some niacin too. I'm sure you've heard of people recommending Red Bull and energy drinks and stuff, and that's because there's B vitamins and niacin in those. B complex tends to really get some yellow color back into your urine, but the vitamins take about 30 minutes or so, 30 minutes to an hour for some people to get that yellow color back into your urine. So your best bet is to drink until your pee is completely clear, and then immediately take those vitamins and head straight to your test. Because your pee is not gonna stay like water for very long. It's gonna be all a matter of timing. And most of the time, even with random testing, where for pretrials and probation and stuff, where you gotta call the phone number every single day, I've been there, I've done that, you can still do this method, because usually they call you and they say, you are required to test today. So then you can just plan this. Start drinking your water, get your pee to that clear color, and then take your vitamins about 30 minutes, 30 minutes before your test. I wouldn't push it towards an hour. Because, sometimes you're sitting in that waiting room, waiting to be able to see your probation officer. Hope this helps people understand the difference, and when you should use which one. Also, please just test yourself at home, for these, viewed tests, and where you have to do, all the water and stuff like that, just about test it. You can buy, if it's just THC you're trying to pass for, this works for all substances, by the way, but for THC specifically, you can buy really cheap Dollar Tree, $1.25 for a test for THC, so you make sure that you're clean before going in. And if you're doing it for other substances, you can get some pretty cheap dipstick tests, which are the exact ones that your officer uses. You can get those on Amazon in bulk. But at the end of the day, most other substances will only be in your urine for 72 hours, depending on how much you use them. So if you can just, hold off if you know when you're going to be tested, that's the best bet. But it's not always that easy, But our friend Mary Jane stays in your system for upwards of 3 to 4 weeks, depending, again, on how much you use, so keep that in mind for that one. If you're being tested and you want to legally use Mary Jane and just Mary Jane, see if you can get a medical card in your state, and you can legally fail your tests for just Mary Jane. Legally. My charges, I had a felony charge for possession of a controlled substance because I had dabs on me. THC concentrates are a felony no matter what the quantity here in the state of Florida, unfortunately. Thank you, Nixon. And so because of that, I got a felony. I had to go through pre-trials and probation. I was on a whole year straight because they were pissed the fuck off because I went out, and even though my charges were for cannabis, I went out and I got a cannabis card legally in the state of Florida while on pre-trials and probation. And so I then failed every single test for cannabis. And they couldn't do a damn thing about it, even though that's what I got arrested for. So I'm just saying.